We'll see the concept of targeting. Targeted drug delivery system is a special form of drug delivery system where the pharmacologically active agent or medicament is selectively targeted or delivered only to its site of action or absorption and not to the non-target organ or tissue cells. Targeted drug delivery system implies for selective and effective localization of pharmacologically active moiety at pre-identified, that is pre-selected targets in the therapeutic concentration, restricting its access to non-target normal cells, thus minimizing the toxic effect and maximizing therapeutic index. In this picture we can see the disc as a target, that is nothing but the organ, tissue or cell, and the dart is nothing but the pharmacologically active moiety. Targeted drug delivery system requires a carrier. Carrier is one of the most important entities essentially required for successful transportation of the loaded drug. They are drug vectors which sequester, transport, and retain drug en route, which elute or deliver it within or in the vicinity of the target. Carriers can do so either through an inherent characteristics or acquired through the structural modification to interact selectively with biological targets, or otherwise they are engineered to release the drug in the proximity of the target cell lines, demanding optimal pharmacological action, that is therapeutic index. We can take here example of liposomes which is bound to a particular ligand. The ligand helps the carrier to bind to a specific target. Now we'll see various features of an ideal drug carrier. An ideal drug carrier should be able to cross anatomical barriers and in case of tumor chemotherapy, tumor vasculature. The carrier should be recognized specifically and selectively by the target cells and must maintain the avidity and specificity of the surface ligand. The linkage of the drug and the directing unit, that is ligand, should be stable in plasma, interstitial and other biofluids. It should be non-toxic, non-immunogenic and biodegradable, particulate or macromolecule, and after recognition and internalization, the carrier system should be releasing the drug moiety inside the target organs, tissues or cells. The biomodule, which is used for carrier navigation and site recognition, should not be ubiquitous, otherwise, it may cross over the site, defeating the concept of targeting. Ubiquitous means it should be recognized only by the target and not other cells. Targeting can be classified into two types: active targeting and passive targeting. Active targeting involves attaching to the drug delivery system something like an antibody or carrier protein or a ligand which will allow it to go and meet and complex with the cell having the receptor for the attachment. Active targeting is also called ligand based targeting. In active targeting, we make use of specific biological processes such as ligand receptor recognition to make a drug accumulate in the target cells. We call ligand as a homing device, and some homing devices are antibodies, peptides, sugars, and vitamins. Two qualities are important for an active targeting system: specificity, with which the ligand homes onto the receptors; capacity to deliver the required dose of drug for the required period of time determine the effectiveness of an active targeting system. In this diagram, we can see the drug and the carrier binding together to give drug carrier system. So, a carrier system should allow incorporation or binding of the drug. It should maximize the therapeutic index and minimize the side and toxic effects of the drug. It should be having low immunogenicity. It should be non-toxic to the host cell and it should be biocompatible. It should give the delivery of the drug to the liver, spleen and bone marrow. So that is called as a passive drug delivery. If it has a ligand bound to it, it will have selective delivery to the target or in the vicinity of the target cell, that is the active delivery, and targeting delivery to the discontinuous capillary distribution, that is the tumor site, that is the extravasation of the delivery system. There are three orders of targeting. First order targeting or organ targeting. In this case, the delivery system releases the drug only in a specific organ, for example, liver, because its vasculature is normally leaky or fenestrated or having loose junctions. Drug is not released in other tissues because their vasculature is not leaky. The second order targeting or cellular targeting. Here, the delivery system releases the drug to a particular cell within an organ or tissue. When we attach an antibody to our delivery system, it specifically recognizes and attaches to a specific antigen on a cell surface. Third order or subcellular targeting. Here, the drug delivery system can enter specific cells and leave the drug intracellularly. For example, in gene delivery system, it enters the specific cells and leaves the gene intracellularly. Active targeting can be further classified into carrier-mediated transport, receptor-mediated endocytosis, and adsorptive-mediated transport. Carrier-mediated transport. In this case, the solute molecules bind to specific membrane protein carriers. Carrier-mediated transport can also be divided into a number of different mechanisms dependent on the energy and or co-transport of another substance. Co-transport may be in the same direction, that is sympod, or in the opposite direction, that is antipode. This process proceeds from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. For example, glucose is transported across the brain by glucose transport proteins. So, conjugation of drug with glucose will allow its transport. Drug can enter into the cell by endocytosis. Endocytosis can be classified as bulk phase or fluid phase endocytosis and mediated endocytosis, that is receptor and adsorptive mediated endocytosis. Bulk phase endocytosis is the nonspecific uptake of extracellular fluids and occurs at a constitutive level within the cell via mechanisms which are independent of ligand binding. Bulk phase endocytosis is temperature and energy dependent, non-competitive and non-saturable. Bulk phase endocytosis occurs to a very limited degree in endothelial cells of the cerebral microvasculature. Receptor-mediated endocytosis. It provides a means for selective uptake of macromolecules. Cells have receptors for the uptake of many different types of ligands, including hormones, growth factors, enzymes, and plasma proteins. The receptor-mediated endocytosis occurs at the brain for substances such as transferrin, insulin, leptin, and is a highly specific type of energy dependent transport. Substances that enter a cell by means of receptor mediated endocytosis become bound to receptors that collect in the specialized areas of the plasma membrane known as coated pits. The coated pits contain the electron dense clathrin protein and other proteins. When bound to ligand, these pits invaginate into the cytoplasm and then pinch free of the plasma membrane to form coated vesicles. The clathrin vesicle coat is rapidly removed. Now the endosome contains receptor and ligand. The endosomal membrane contains proton ATPase that result in acidification of the endosome interior and dissociation of the ligand from the receptor. Receptor then recycles to the surface. In this diagram, we can see ligand binding to the receptors, the clathrin proteins coming and binding to the receptors, the pits containing the receptor, the ligand and the clathrin proteins invaginating inside the cell. Inside the cell, the clathrin proteins are getting separated and the smooth endosome are forming, and from the membrane ATPase the acid which is formed causing the breaking of the ligand and the receptor binding. The receptor so released can go back to the cell membrane and the drug is getting released into the system. Next type of active targeting is adsorptive mediated transport. It is triggered by an electrostatic interaction between a positively charged substance, usually a charged moiety of a peptide, and the negatively charged plasma membrane surface. AME has a lower affinity and higher capacity than the receptor mediated endocytosis. The development of many new drug delivery technologies focuses on AME. In this slide, you can see picture of a maze and the beads. Beads go to their destination by virtue of their shape and the route provided. No additional energy is required. This is the principle behind passive targeting. Systems that target the systemic circulation are characterized as passive delivery systems, that is, targeting occurs because of the body's natural response to the physicochemical characteristics of the drug or drug carrier system. In this picture, we can see difference between active and passive targeting. In the normal endothelium, we can see the tight junctions between the cells. In case of inflamed endothelium, the junctions are loose. So, drug delivery systems like liposomes can be passively targeted in such conditions. In case if the ligands are attached to liposomes, the liposomes will bind to the specific receptors present on the surface of the cells, executing their action.